This is the future.
Kitguns are my flavor for this week. Some of you even suggest Kitgun build that is great, just like what Armin suggested on my recent Kitgun vid. He said that I should try out an Eclipse Wisp with the Pax Seeker Arcane on the Kitgun. Well, I have tried this way back last year and I have several Pax Seeker Arcane videos on this channel already. But, I haven't tried it with the new Weapon Arcane and the Galvanized mods. Also, it was Catch Moon meta when I have tried the Pax Seeker. But Armin suggested the Gaze Chamber, which is a beam weapon for both primary and secondary. But hold on for a second. In this video, we will not just be tackling how insane the Pax Seeker Arcane combo is with the Gaze Kitgun, but I will show you something special, like turning some of the stuff deemed by some players as useless into something overpowered. But first, let's discuss the Pax Seeker Synergy. The Gaze Kitgun paired with damage boosting ability like Eclipse and the Pax Seeker Arcane will result in 100 million damage. Each headshot from the Pax Seeker Arcane will somehow result in 1,000,000 damage, but take note that when you decided to put Eclipse in your Warframe, the damage boost depends on the light level in the surrounding. There are a couple of ways to bypass this, like by using an invisibility Warframe to always proc the damage buff, but always remember that Mirage Eclipse ability is reliant on the lighting of your surrounding. Next, let's talk about Kitgun composition. For my Kitgun, I'm using the combination of the Gaze Chamber, paired with the Palmary's Grip and the Splat Loader. This results in a 39% critical chance with a 17% status chance. The status chance may sound a bit underwhelming, but in my case, it's enough since this is a beam weapon, which means it has a high fire rate and can proc the status fast even if you just ramp the status chance to 30% using some dual status chance mods. The build I'm using for my Kitgun is this. As I've said in my previous videos, I am not using Serration since it wouldn't be necessary, as it has diminishing return compared to adding Elemental, Faction, then Damage Arcane in your loadout. But for this case, I pick Serration since it's a more universal damage boost to Pax Seeker and you won't have to max out the faction mods for each faction. Also, I was lucky to have this Gaze Riven, but if you don't have a Riven, then I suggest going for primed cryo rounds in this slot to form the viral status if you put the Toxin dual status chance in the slot wherein Hunter Munitions is placed. If you have a Riven though, and don't know what stats to aim for, then I suggest going with critical chance and critical damage. A damage boost isn't necessary since it would just be an additive bonus. However, elemental damage would provide a multiplicative bonus to your Gaze Kitgun. Long story short, the primary stat that you should aim for should be critical chance and critical damage, followed by an elemental stat. And of course, use the galvanized mods for supreme damage, especially in high-level star chart missions like Steel Path. While it's good to have Point Strike instead of a critical chance since it has no negative fire rate, I still prefer critical delay since the critical chance bonus is far superior to Point Strike. Plus, the negative fire rate doesn't even affect this Gaze Kitgun at all. Lastly, the Exilus slot is reserved for either Sinister Reach for more beam length, or Hush if you are using this Kitgun with stealth Warframes like Ivara. Speaking of Ivara, you can use this with a high duration and power strength Ivara build. Ivara's Prowl does of headshot damage, contributing to more damage in your Gaze Kitgun. Not to mention that you would also take advantage of the high bonus weapon damage coming from Eclipse with a high power strength build. By the way, I almost forgot to mention that you should equip the Pax Seeker Arcane for this build, and if you want more damage plus headshot damage multiplier, then I suggest that you'll go with the primary Deadhead Arcane. If not, then the primary Merciless Arcane would fit your taste. Other Warframes can use this Pax Seeker combo with the Gaze. For example, you can use this with other stealth frames like Ash, Octavia and even Loki. Just subsume the Eclipse ability into these Warframes and mod them for high duration and power strength. Also, you can use this synergy with Wisp that has Eclipse as a subsume ability. Just like the other stealth Warframes, Wisp can do this since she also got invisibility while in the air or when she cast her Will-O-Wisp ability. The good thing is, the damage can be further boosted with her Breach Surge ability, and it even ramps up if a Pax Seeker projectile dealing million of damage hit a target, as the Breach Surge projectile will also have some high damage values to the enemies. The next combo is still using the same Gaze Kitgun, but this time, it's more about a group and nuke setup using either Nidus or Vauban. For this combo, instead of using the Pax Seeker, we will be using the Heart of Deimos Arcanes. For the Gaze Kitgun, we will be using any of the residual Arcanes. I would like to use the Toxin as it's more universal, and if you add primed cryo rounds in your Gaze Kitgun build, Then you can form viral if this arcane procs the toxin damage. But as you can see, I haven't maxed it out yet. That is why I decided to just go with residual boils which proc heat damage. After having a residual arcane in the gaze Kitgun, now you move on to your Warframe, either Nidus or Vorban, and pick the Theorem Demulcent which increases weapon damage stacking to 180% at max. Honestly, this thing melts especially when all galvanized mod, plus your weapon arcane, and then the damage proc from your Theorem Arcane. Everything that is grouped by either Nidus or Vorban will disappear in seconds. In my opinion, this is the more universally good setup for the gaze Kitgun as it does provide ease in use compared to the Pax Seeker combo that requires you to do precision kills. For Nidus or Vorban, all you need to do is group them with either Lava or Vortex, and every hit you made from enemies grouped by the ability will proc all headshot bonus including mods and arcanes. Honestly, this is the most fun setup I'm using this week and I fell in love with how powerful the gaze Kitgun is when used this way. Now that you know all the necessary stuff, go try it for yourself and see the power of the gaze Kitgun. For more Warframe combos and news, be sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell so you will be updated with our latest uploads. I will be showing more combos soon, so I hope you stick around and enjoyed the content. Thank you so much for watching. Squad Leader signing off.
Evolution. This is the future.